Okay then, wrestling fans, it's January 2011, and as wrestling fans we all know what January brings. It brings the WWE's Royal Rumble, my personal favourite pay-per-view of the year, and I'll tell you why. The Royal Rumble brings us a 30-man over-the-top rope elimination. In this match you will definitely get to see wrestlers who you enjoy watching in that ring, doing their best to entertain the fans, and we know that no matter who wins it will be a fantastic match. This year they've switched it up a little tiny bit. This year, as you can see a bit here, I've just got three notes. You don't know how clear that handwriting is, just quickly jotted it down. 3 notes. The top one in bold says 40 entrants. The Royal Rumble has been upped for the first time ever to now have 40 entrants instead of 30. What does that mean for the Royal Rumble? Personally, well, I'm a split view about it. The traditional side of me says, oh, that's stupid, it should be 30 because the Royal Rumble's always been 30. They should keep it at 30 because it's tradition and blah 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 blah. The Mark side of me, however, the one who wants to enjoy the show, not criticise the show, says 40 guys means more action, faster paced, there's going to be more guys going up against each other, more variety. We're going to get something very different this year. Will it work? I think it's a big risk in the WWE because getting it to balance right when you've got 40 guys in there and you want to put certain guys in the ring with other people is going to mean that people are in there for extended amounts of time, where if you compare it with other Royal Rumbles, they're like going to have to stay in for, people are going to be staying in for longer basically, whereas in the old, like compared to the 30-man Royal Rumbles, they would have been in shorter. So it's going to look strange how all of a sudden these guys are lasting longer in the ring. But yeah, so yeah, 40 entrants, I'm all for it, to be honest. I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out and how more guys being in there and more guys, variational styles going against each other is going to work inside the Royal Rumble. I know that I've probably gone a lot in these videos about WWE having one generic style, but the guys have varying styles within that generic WWE style, so seeing these guys go up against each other is going to be very interesting in my opinion, especially when there's 40 of them. Especially when two of the teams, the Core and the Nexus, are both going to be in there. It's going to be really interesting to see them go against each other if they're in the ring against each other at the same time. I'm thinking what they might do is put one of them in early, have them all eliminated pretty much by the time the other group comes in, so they don't really cross over, because I think they might have a swerve going where in the end the Core and Nexus join back up together as one big Nexus. That's just a thought in my head. That's what I think might happen. But yeah, who will win the Royal Rumble is the second note of 3 on my list. Now I've got next to it first timer / return, which is it going to be a first time Royal Rumble winner, someone who's not won the WWE title before? Are they going to win the Royal Rumble, or is it going to be someone making their grand return? Will Chris Jericho or Triple H return? Undertaker, he's not back yet. Will Undertaker return and win the Royal Rumble? I'm personally leaning more towards the first timer, because over the last few, like, is it 1 week since they announced that it was going to be a 40-man Royal Rumble, they keep going on about the element of surprise and element of, well, anything can happen. Anyone could win the Royal Rumble this year. Anyone. They keep going on about how anybody can win it this year. This year is not like any other year. This year something different is going to happen because there's so many people. Somebody could get a fluky win. With that in mind, I think and I really do hope it's going to be a first-time winner. And the marking side of me is telling me to go for Alberto Del Rio, but also the smarking side of me is telling me to go for Alberto Del Rio. He's been appearing a lot on Raw. Obviously he's a SmackDown guy as well. I think he's been on every Raw this year, hasn't he? Someone correct me if I'm wrong or confirm my suspicion that he has down here. But yeah, I think he has been on every single Raw this year, which tells me that he's going to turn up, win the Royal Rumble, and afterwards turn up on Raw saying, I might fight one of you, I might fight the Raw champion, and then they'll go on SmackDown and say, well, I might fight you. I would absolutely love him for Alberto Del Rio to say, I want you both, I'm going to go against you both, unify the titles, unify the brands. I go on about this all the time, it's a pipe dream of mine, let's unify everything. Will it happen? Probably not, but that's what I want it to happen, and that in my mind is what is going to happen, if you know what I mean. Like in my mind I'm going to be watching the Royal Rumble like, Del Rio's going to win it, Del Rio's going to win it, and I'm going to be watching Raw like, oh, Del Rio's going to do this, and SmackDown like, Del Rio's going to do that. That's what I want to happen. Will it or not? Not too Not too sure. Wade Barrett's another first timer who could possibly win the Royal Rumble and then go on to WrestleMania, win the title. Because remember the old days was really good for newcomers, not newcomers, but guys who hadn't won the world title before, winning at WrestleMania and then going on to win the title, winning at the Royal Rumble and then going on to win the title at WrestleMania. I can't get my words out here. Shawn Michaels did it, Austin did it, Benoit did it, Mysterio did it, just fall off the top of my head. Ric Flair won his first title in the Royal Rumble, so there's a pattern there. So yeah, I would love Alberto Del Rio to win the Royal Rumble and then beat whichever champion, hopefully both champions, but beat either champion to become the WWE World whatever, either of the heavyweight champions. For a return, an Undertaker return wouldn't be that big in my opinion, mainly because he's not been out for that long and everybody knows that he probably will be back for WrestleMania, so it wouldn't be a massive surprise. Triple H is one that would be an absolutely huge surprise. That's if they bring a returning guy back, that's who I think it is, because he's been out of action for almost a year now, and I can't see Triple H wanting, like with the ego that we all think he has, I can't see him wanting to be out of the action for too long. Although people have been saying this might just be a bit of a swerve, like that they've thrown out there as a sort of rumour to the dirt sheets that Triple H is more interested in doing the backstage work now rather than in front of the camera. That could just be a swerve, so when he does turn up everyone's like, whoa, he's back, even though he's backstage and he's more bothered about backstage. So yeah, Triple H is the guy I'm going to lean more towards that. Jericho's another one who'd be quite big because we are like, he's taking a hiatus from the WWE at the moment. I personally hope that he takes an extended time off, maybe another 6 months or something. Really return when we really want him back, because at the moment it's not really that bad of a time for WWE. So if you bring in his return, it's a kickstart to something that's already in a rapid motion, because we're heading towards WrestleMania. This is an exciting time, especially with guys like Del Rio and Barrett who've not won the title before, and Miz as champion, who's the fresh champion. These are exciting times in WWE, so we don't really need Jericho in there to help kickstart it, because we've already got something in motion here. So maybe like after WrestleMania, a month or two after, when things are dying down a little bit and you know things are getting boring, bam, hit Jericho back in there, let WWE pick up a bit more steam again. Yeah, surprise entrance is the third thing I've got written on my list now. I can just throw that over there. Yeah, they've been talking. Matt Striker, I remember clearly saying, oh, you never know who's going to turn up in the Royal Rumble. Sometimes you get people like Hillbilly Jimmy. I remember him mentioning Hillbilly Jim turning up in wrestling. I really hope they don't bring Hillbilly Jim in. That would be quite a disappointment. Guys who I think will return in this Royal Rumble, I can see MVP. I can see MVP definitely returning in it. I could see Nexus members, Michael Tarver, Skip Sheffield. Imagine Skip Sheffield coming back and winning the Royal Rumble. That would be absolutely, I was going to say fantastic. That's not the word I'm looking for though. It'd be different, wouldn't it? It'd be a massive surprise if Skip Sheffield returned and won the Royal Rumble. He's got the look, he's got everything. Imagine if he did that. Imagine if Barry Griffiths, Mason Ryan, the guy who debuted as a part of the new Nexus on Raw this past week, imagine if he won the Royal Rumble. There's a massive surprise that could happen. But personally, I'm looking more towards guys like MVP to return, even though he's not been gone for too long. I don't think he will. I think it might happen. Booker T. I think Booker T will be in the Royal Rumble. Another guy though, if it does happen, imagine this. I've just thought of it right now. But imagine this. Sting. Imagine if Sting debuts in the Royal Rumble, wins the bastard, goes on to WrestleMania and beats the champion. Imagine that. That would be out of this world. I wish I hadn't thought of that now, just so that it actually did happen, and I could just be an absolute mark when it did happen, because that'd be so exciting to just see Sting debut in the WWE, win the Royal Rumble, and do all that. Yeah, I can see Sting debut in the Royal Rumble actually. He's not back in TNA yet, is he? I've not seen this week's Impact. I read the forums regularly, but I've seen stuff about him, but I don't really read the TNA forums if I'm being honest. So yeah. Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? Those are my three guys. If it's a new guy, it's going to be Del Rio. If it's a returnee, it will be Triple H. And if it's a surprise, I think it will be Sting. Hopefully it will be Del Rio, although Sting would be massive, wouldn't it? I really want WWE to go in this new direction, but Sting, even though he's a little bit past, he's not a little bit past, he's a lot past it, and even though he's just a little bit off the touch and he isn't a fantastic worker anymore, just the thought of having Sting against Randy Orton or Sting against Edge. It doesn't even have to be Edge. One of them could lose the title at Elimination Chamber, but Sting in the main event of WrestleMania. Everyone that has had the dream match of Sting Undertaker, and it'd be interesting how you could work Undertaker back into this so he could be in the title picture for WrestleMania. But yeah, Sting. Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? Who do you think will be the surprise entrance? What do you think of there being 40 men in the Royal Rumble? Because that's the hot topic. When I first saw it, I was a bit pissed. I was a bit like, oh fucking hell, 40 guys should be 30. But yeah, no, I just took a second to think about it, and afterwards I was just like, yeah, doesn't matter. 40 guys. That's just more pure for us to watch and see mix it up with each other. So yeah. Quite happy with the Royal Rumble. It's 1 week away. Are you going to be watching it? Are you going to be buying it? Let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble. Bang it all down here. And I'll see you later.